Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ARAP show, everybody. Not the ARAP podcast, the ARAP show. I am Victor, your host Victor, the best Victor, the real Victor, definitely the only Victor you should be listening to. And welcome to the All Random All podcast, starring me, Victor. That's right, Victor, the best Victor, the real Victor, and definitely the only Victor you should be listening to. And this week, I am Victor, the best Victor, the real Victor, and definitely the only Victor you should be listening to. With me today is a couple normal people, one not so normal. We have, of course, Tribal Mind, production manager of the entire network, dude who spends hours and hours editing this show and getting angry at people for not uploading their audio, Scott Rankonius Rankin.
Yes. Upload audio.
Yeah,
and then playing Smite while we're recording.
Yeah,
knife. Put the knife in. He's not here to defend.
And then just not showing up, you know. He's probably going to do that thing he did on the first episode where he shows up, like, really fucking late. And he just joins the... I'm going to kick him out if he does it. Because I cannot be stuffed fixing up all this shit again. It's a real big pain in the ass. But anyway, he uploaded his audio last night. Now, we're trying to put shows out we're trying to put last week's show on iTunes tomorrow, and we're trying to put this video version out tomorrow. We record on Friday, we upload Saturday. And he gave us the audio last night. So everyone, please follow Tribal on Twitter at TribalMine1 and say, Tribal, we are very sorry you have to deal with Rankonius. We have Bo this week, BMG.
You never have me.
True.
Yeah, I am Ron Jeremy.
We have Bon Jeremy this week.
Bon Jeremy, yes.
We have Bo BMG, represented by Bon Jeremy. Because we just thought, I don't know, we were looking for a certain picture, and our guest this week just gave us a picture of Ron Jeremy, so we went with it. Mm-hmm. And of course, our guest this week is Victor, the best Victor, the real Victor, and definitely the only Victor you should be listening to.
Yeah, because we need two Victors. Yeah.
And of course, we also have Diesel Fire, the old ass man.
That's it. I'm back.
And
I'm still alive.
All right. Now I just checked the checked the video. It actually says that Diesel is Scott Rankin. So I'm just gonna fix it.
You know what? If you made me mod, I wouldn't be offended.
Yeah, you know, I'd be pretty offended too. Don't worry, I fixed that up real quick. It's Diesel Fire now. So anyone who was sitting there ripping their dicks off from how angry they are, you can reattach them. It's all good. It's been fixed.
He's not here.
And I think you might need to deal with that. That's slightly overreacting.
You might have anger issues, but you may also not.
Well, let's say...
And in case you're wondering, the Hawks are beating Collingwood, so for all those Collingwood supporters out there watching, bad luck.
This is probably probably a podcast about video games, but this week we're going to talk about sports and nothing but sports. So welcome to the All Sports All podcast. And this week we'll be talking about Australian football, American football, European football, international football, space football.
And I'll be leaving right now.
We'll also be talking about handball and hand jobs and foot jobs.
Frank's new license plate.
And Scott's new license plate, which I'd pull up, but I'm lazy. Welcome to the ARAP show. Welcome to the All Random All podcast. Me,
we are random. You do get that.
That's right, Victor, the best Victor, the real Victor, and definitely the only Victor you should be listening to. I have to keep reminding
the Victor that's imitating Echo right now.
I wish I got paid every time I said this. Oh my god, he said that. Give him money! Starting a Patreon, for $10 a month, you get to hear me say my intro. For every time I say my intro, because you actually, there's a way to set up, You can set up Patreon a number of different ways. Commonly, you set it up monthly payments, which is what like T-Force or just the common guy does. But there's also ways to set it up like, does anyone know Crazy Boris? He does those really funny League animations, like You Can't Killian the Zillion and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Any of you seen that? The Europop Zillion? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. He has his own Patreon page, and rather than getting paid monthly, he set it up so he gets paid per animation. So I'm going to set it up so that everyone pays me per every time I say my intro. So just there, I've probably made about $600. What do you think?
That is if anyone ever subscribes.
So, and where's the money? Show me the money.
Show me the money!
It's right
Show
up your...
me potato salad.
It's right up your arse. Okay, we're going to get into the show this week. Start off with
We're
some
gonna
maintenance.
really stop watching Cool Runnings. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Gonna start off... Good movie, that one. We're gonna start off with a bit of maintenance, as per usual. Good to have a bit of maintenance. Modbro is in Fiji still. He wasn't here last week.
Bastard.
And he's not here this week. He actually called us at 9 o'clock. Well, a little after 9 o'clock because we started late. Was it you who called or was it Mod that called Tribal?
It wasn't me, so I'm assuming it was Mod.
It was Mod.
Mod.
So Mod called us when we were supposed to start the show from Fiji, pissed off his face, screaming to all of his friends, and I'm pretty sure he said at one point, "I'm streaking."
He did say that. That happened.
So that's the Modbro situation. Scott has got a sleep schedule at the moment set up for his Smite castings, which is after midnight. I think he gets up at 2. I think his sleep schedule at the moment is get up at 2 a.m., go to bed at 4 p.m. or something like that. From what he's told me, that's roughly it. And it is almost 10 o'clock. And Scott's in bed. Scott is, as far as I know, in bed asleep. However, just before we started the show, it popped up on Curse. Ranconius is playing Smite. So
He's sleep smiting.
he's playing Smite in his sleep. So there's a
He
situation
just loves
of
it that
Ranconius.
much.
So here we are. We're sitting here and we're like, shit. What are we going to do? We only got a 3-man show. And I said, you know what? I got a great idea. Let's get Viktor on as a guest. You know, the best Viktor, the real Viktor. Definitely the only Viktor you should be listening to.
But unfortunately, he was unavailable.
But unfortunately, he was unavailable. Sorry, fellas. I will come another time, I promise. It's okay. Thanks, Viktor. We got Diesel Fire.
That's it. I'm better than Viktor anyway. Way better. Better looking.
Them fighting
wiser,
words.
smarter.
See those eyebrows?
How could we miss them?
Hey, they're great eyebrows.
At least there's 2 of them.
Have you heard they're his greatest feature?
They are my greatest feature. I need to fix up this stash though. I got this weird pedo stash going on. I kind of need to fix that up.
Is it
I've
only
just
on
got
the
this beard.
outside? Oh, no.
Or else
You
the
know
kids
what?
know.
You want to know something funny? This
You're
is
getting
last.
ready
This
for-
is
you're starting Movember. Oh, is that from
this,
Movember?
this
That's
is
from
last.
Movember.
This is last Movember's stash. This is
Good
my.
work.
I'm still growing this since last November.
Oh no!
That's my progress right now.
Nice
He's doing
work.
alright. He's doing alright.
Whereas I just
You'll
don't
have a
shave
good-
for 2 weeks, I end up like this.
You'll have an awesome mow in 2020.
I agree. So I'm going to clean that up so I look a bit more respectable. Thank you very much.
And not raping children-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, generally not.
So
a good
you're
idea to
allowed
talk
back
like
in
that.
public parks and
Yeah. What was that one time I asked one, I said to one of your friends, Bo, oh, I got a pedo stash going on at the moment. And he's like, yeah, it's because you're a pedo or something like that.
That sounds like a really great story and everything.
Cool story, bro.
Cool runnings.
Yeah,
Cool
right.
runnings.
Cool runnings.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Right.
Guys, fellas, what have we been playing this week?
Who's starting?
Yeah, you start this time, Victor, because I'll go last. Because last time, every time it seems to start with me, and I seem to yarn on for too long.
It's because you have the most interesting games.
Shots fired.
Every time
That's true,
I
Trevor.
see Ark Survival Evolved, I'm just like, I want to fucking ride dragons.
It's dinosaurs, not dragons, but sure.
Hey. They're the same thing.
Okay, so I probably said it last week, but I bought myself a SWTOR subscription. I'm back on the horse and playing SWTOR.
There's no horse in SWTOR.
I was just about to say that.
He's back on the Tauntaun.
I'm back on the Tauntaun in SWTOR. I'm probably going to collapse in Hoth at some point and maybe have to cut it open and sleep inside of it just so I can keep myself warm.
That would be a waste of cartel coins.
It would, wouldn't it? But you got to do what you got to do to survive.
And it smells bad.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm back on Star Wars. Me and Bo were talking about it last week. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we'd had a bit of a long one.
And we actually have to clarify something that we said last week that is actually incorrect. Me and Bo said that 12 times XP was coming
October or
in
something?
October-ish. But that is completely wrong. 12 times XP
finishes in October.
Finishes
Starts
in
now.
October, and it is currently running as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I worked that out, bam, subscription straight away. And I'm back, I'm playing again, and I'm getting as many characters as I can to max level. And it is...
As a side note, as a nice little leeway onto what I've been playing, the exact same game, I lost all of my characters, so now the 12 times experience is super good for me.
Yeah.
How do you lose all your characters, Bo?
No fucking clue.
He logged...
Okay,
I was actually...
just a failure.
Logged in, nothing there. Just had 2 characters there, sitting there. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember making those. Why are they my only characters? Well, maybe because I'm not subbed. And then I go back, subbed, gone.
I've tried to download SWTOR, it won't work on my PC.
what
And
do you mean by
my
not
wife
work?
won't let me get in. My PC's a piece of crap.
When you say...
His PC is a toaster.
Yeah, but when you say it doesn't work, do you mean it won't start up, or when you get in, you just can't do anything because it's so unbearable?
Oh, it won't start up.
It won't
And
start up.
Yeah, I've tried downloading and it's failed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love Star Wars, so it's really frustrating.
Oh, no. I want to tell you to come on the Bastion servers, but your son's on the fucking Harbinger servers.
Like everyone.
So I'd go wherever he is.
Which is
No,
really...
that's even more reason to avoid him.
He
So
makes
you piss him
him
off by taking the other servers.
I'd rather piss Vic off than my son.
Oh,
Daniel
okay.
wouldn't care. Victor will actually get...
No. But the best way you piss Vic off is by playing with him. Trust me, I know how to do it. He has
is
to
fun to
mute me
listen to.
every single cutscene now because I just keep talking.
No! No! Go away, Mod Bro! We are recording!
I can't hear anyone.
Good!
You're looking good, Mod. Oh, that was gold. That was good.
Okay, so anywho, yeah, lost all the
That's always
characters.
good value. That sucks, yeah. But I'm actually looking forward to Battlefront coming out.
Yeah. I've been
New
looking.
Battlefront.
It looks pretty sick. If they don't mess it up, then it'll be good. But let's
Yeah.
be honest, they're gonna mess it up. Apparently, they're gonna make it so that you can't even kill like Jawas and stuff
What?
because they look like little children. That is the story going around.
Really?
Yeah. And what's the best part about Battlefront? Killing little kids.
Oh man, I used to enjoy playing Battlefront with Daniel, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I would ask what you've been playing, Diesel. So, what have you been playing?
I don't
So-
No. That's Rank with his fap to it.
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
I'm still confused from Vic's fuck up earlier.
No, mate. I get time for LOL, and that's about it. I've got with my family life and some studies I'm doing. All I can do is I get a time for a bit of LOL. Listen to Viktor rage in a few games with me.
Yeah.
Damn you, Rito! What are you doing?
I mean, like sometimes because I get into games, and when I play with, cause I've played with fans. It sounds weird calling people fans when you have like not even 100 Twitter followers, but. Like I've
got like 38.
Yeah, I play with fans.
Viewers. I would call them viewers.
Listeners. Alright,
Listeners,
listeners.
Listeners, there you go.
Like I've played with listeners, and when I go into T-Force TeamSpeak and I play with people on North America, Viktor comes and plays on North America.
Nice.
And I exaggerate everything, and so sometimes when I play with Diesel, I exaggerate, but I just sort of let it go. Like, oh, that's fucking bullshit. Like, I mean, it's something like completely ridiculous. Like, I'll dive 2 hours deep, chasing some asshole, and he won't die while 5 or a billion people are piling on me and 60 minions and the towers are shooting me up or whatever. And the Poros are attacking me as well. and here I am, like, I don't know.
And you only started with 10 health.
Yeah. Yeah, and I dived in with 10 health, and I'm like, fucking Rito Games, the worst fucking developers ever. I can't fucking believe this shit.
I love it.
Which is funny, because normally, like when I'm because I've been in calls with Diesel before, and I want to say if it was like Leafy or someone we used to play with, and they'd start raging, and Diesel would just be like, mate, I don't want to hear it. Like, really, mate, I don't want to hear it. And so, like, I was always conscious of that when I played with Diesel. And then when I let it out a little bit, he just starts laughing. And so I just like, fuck it, he likes it, let's just keep going.
You do it for comedy, not for actual raging. You may have some rage behind you, but you do it for comedy, so...
Normally it's...
On occasion.
Like, it's all angry. Like, I am angry. But, like, it makes me feel better. And if someone laughs, then I'm like...
The funny thing is that there's truth in the comedy. It's like a lot of good stand-up comedians do the same thing. There's truth in comedy.
Sometimes there's not. I've played a few games with him.
Just a few?
Oh, well, like a good amount. Like every game. But, other than that...
I mean, the only thing I had, because... I mean, I can talk about my journey through getting too angry at video games and having rage issues. But, like, the thing that I've sort of worked out, which is honestly only recently, the thing I really worked out is that I can't be taking my rage out on other people. And that that it's okay if I get a bit angry at a video game, but when I start taking it out on people, then it becomes a problem.
Wow, that happened a couple of times when you got really, really... He used to be way worse than... Like, now he's just more jokey, but he was pretty bad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and...
back in the days.
And I have taken steps to try and improve myself.
Yeah, he's better now. Like, he gets angry and he's just like, this game's shit. That's just the way he'll do it. He'll just go like, it's like, that's like the way I do it. I'll go like, I died, damn. That's what he's like now. He's just like, this game's really bad. That guy sucks. I hate this guy.
And,
just so chillaxed.
And I turned off all chat in League of Legends. Not because it's kind of because I would get angry at the people I played against, but most of the time I get more angry at the people I play with in that game than I do the people I play against. And people like I've listened to T-Force podcasts and everyone whatever, and they're like, the enemy, don't talk to the enemy, there's nothing good that'll come out of the enemy. And I've had more good conversations with the enemy, and I've been more relaxed with the enemy, and I've had more of a great time chatting with my enemy than I ever have my own team. Because, you might get that enemy every now and then who's like, lol, you're shit, or, oh, you got outplayed, son, or haha, #wrecked, or something. And then deep down I'm like, ooh.
I hate that. I hate wrecked.
I got abused.
I believe the term is renect.
Yeah, but like...
I got abused when I was pushing Kennen hard and using Kennen all the time. Got into a game and guys I'm like, I love Kennen. They're like, yeah, I can hate Kennen, he's so simple. And I'm like, that's why I play him. Yeah. And the guy replied back, oh yeah, I used to do that with Garrett. Yeah. Completely shut it up.
Yeah, but like the enemy, and I used to get a lot of honourable opponents and everything, because I used to have a good time with the enemy. But I can turn this into an anecdote. I used to play ranked with my friend Ben quite a lot, and we just go in and we just spam ranked. But we lost like every fucking game, and I went from bronze 1 down to bronze like 3 or 4 or something. This is like one of my earlier seasons playing the game, and the reason wasn't because we were getting in the game and playing like absolute shit and fucking around, or just that we were really bad. We'd get into the game and we'd talk to the enemy for the whole game, and we'd spend more time sitting around typing in our chat bars than we would actually playing.
That's what I enjoy doing. I like to talk to the people.
Yeah, and
Mostly because I just have fun with them, and when they get angry at me, I'm just like, oh yeah, and then I go talk to someone else. I'm like, hey, Shavana, how you going? You having fun there? And then they're like, oh yeah, I'm alright. How you doing?
Yeah, so I just figured, you know what, like, I want to play the game to be good at the game, and like I want to win, and I want to like go on stupid rampages, but this is one thing. The chat box and my participation in the chat box is one thing. Whether I'm raging or having a good time is the one thing keeping me from playing the game to a standard I want to play the game. So I thought I'd cut out the chat box part, and I just turned off all chat, and I've never looked back. That's good. And you know, the results are there because I actually scored a pentakill today on Twitch, and I was very proud of myself.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
It was It was a pretty sweet game. Like I was playing with Brad actually, bro. My friend Brad. I was playing with Carrot earlier today, so it wasn't Carrot I was playing with. But I had a couple good plays. There was one where like they poked me down to half health, and they were just about to engage on top of my team, and I was invis around the corner, and I come and I stood in the middle of all of them, popped out of invis, shot them all down, and I invis. They didn't even fucking notice me, and I was like, wow, that was awesome. And then another time, they jumped on us, and I invised and ran away from the fight. And then when I turned invis, I ran in, parked myself behind them, pressed R, boom, 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 and they all dropped. And now, here's how I look when I play video games. And then it popped up on and I didn't even notice I was getting all the kills, but it popped up on screen, quadra kill. And I'm like, huh? Pentakill. I was like, and no one was home, so I could yell as loud as I was like, oh shit! Brad, I got a pentakill! Oh my god, I got a pentakill on Twitch! Oh shit! Mom, get the camera!
Oh no, that's good.
So
You're better than me. I've never gotten penta.
Yeah, I've never picked up a penta.
Yeah, I play
I've only ever had a couple in ARAM, and that's the only time. ARAM doesn't count though.
Oh, I've had a couple. Yeah, so that was my Twitch game today, and I was very excited.
Awesome.
Because it was such a...
That's the thing about LoL though. You get to play with friends. Like I've gone into Skyrim a few times, and that bores me to tears because you're just walking around doing shit. Whereas I'd rather play with friends and being comms with them. Yeah, that's the fun of the game.
Yeah.
Play ESO then. Same thing.
Play what? ESO.
Elder Scrolls Online.
Scrolls Online.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, that's sort of why I'm playing Ark so much now, and might as well roll into that. Like, you know, the only reason I'm playing Ark is because I have 3 mates that are on the exact same server playing Ark.
And
my wife's also playing
awesome.
it. Well, it's a good game, but, I mean, okay, here's the point. I went and bought a base system, PC, because my wife was getting so frustrated that she couldn't play Ark because I was playing Ark, and vice versa. So we now have 2 computers again.
Oh,
Could
cool.
almost max the credit card doing it, and hopefully tax is going to help me pay it off. And it's not even the full system or what I want, but it's enough to play Ark.
How does it work, Tribal? You and your wife playing? It's fun.
It's fun. Like, we don't really interact that much on the thing, but like, if we want to go do something, we're like, hey, I'm going here, and can you cover this, or can you come over with the pterodactyl and make sure I don't have any spinosaurs sneaking up behind my ass, and things like that. It's different. Like, I came on this afternoon to have a quick look check my farm, because I've got a farm in there that's growing all the veggies because no one else can be bothered with farming. And walk in there, and she's tamed 7 dillos. 7 Dilophosaurus, or whatever the heck they're called. Basically, you know the original Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the thing that
The big-
spits at the... No, this is the thing that spits at the guy. That
Oh, okay,
frill neck
yeah,
thing.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're basically the weakest predator you can get in the game. She's tamed 7 of them. I called them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's original.
And
She's very
she
creative.
only tamed them. She only tamed them because she was out looking for a giant eagle and didn't want to be jumped by something else. So she had 7 of them following her so that they would attack it for her.
Good work.
So that she didn't have to do anything.
Basically, yeah. So
Lazy, but so smart.
It's kind of like a Zerg strategy. Just send all the weak shit out there. If you have, it's strength in numbers. You know, it doesn't matter how weak they are.
Yeah. Well, I'd actually discovered because I've been having some fun. I have 6 Dillos. I have Lieutenant Squire, Lieutenant Jeeves, Lieutenant Bite, Lieutenant Kick, Lieutenant Chomp, and I think Lieutenant Claw. And then I've got Raptors, which is Sergeant Rapture, Sergeant Hipster, and Sergeant Yikes. And people have decided, since I'm calling him Sergeant, we now have 2 Tyrannosaurus Rexes. I can't remember what the second one's called, but the first one's Captain Cuddles.
Nice.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Nice.
The fun of naming him is half the fun.
Yeah, that's what I would want to do. I would just want to name them and then ride dinosaurs around and ride them and yeah.
But as I said, like, most of the fun is just the fact that I can jump on and grab my mates and say, hey, let's go do this. Like, we sort of do a mission on Wednesdays where one of us chooses something we're going to do, and we go and do it. My mission was last Wednesday. We were supposed to put down some, like, respawn points around the map. About halfway around the map, we got split up, and then it took me 2 hours to try and find my way back because I got lost as fuck on the island. It ended up someone eventually found me on a pterodactyl and was like, okay, you want to go this way? Watch out for that Carno, watch out for that Spino. There's 3 saber-tooths coming up behind you.
Oh man. That sounds like good fun.
Oh yeah, but it was like 11 o'clock when I got to bed because it was so late. But anyway, that's me. That's my update on Ark. Me trying to avoid being killed and naming all my units soldiers.
Fair enough.
Ark,
Yeah,
still,
super,
still pretty fun.
I think
Yeah,
it's
pretty much.
$25. It's on sale right now, so
$5.
yeah, $5 off. So
Yeah, they have slightly improved it in the fact that it still doesn't crash quite as often and doesn't use quite as much memory. Still, like, tears memory at the moment, though.
wow, cool.
See, that sucks for my my toaster.
Yeah.
I'd probably need a couple extra RAM for that. My RAM's pretty low. I think I got like 4 or 6. I don't know.
If you got 4, you can run it. You just got to run it on min specs.
Yeah, I don't know. I got the same one as you, Vic. I got the same RAM as you, but only one of them because you got 2, right?
I have I got about 8 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, okay.
Because
I
I recycled my RAM, and I still had a job back then because I had plans to add more shit to my computer, but I don't have a job, so I don't have plans to add shit to my computer now.
Yeah.
Alright, well that's
got
what
8.
we've been playing, I guess. So shall we move into whatever we're discussing?
As a side note, I've also been playing Lego games, and I really want to get Lego Jurassic World because you get to get this, be the dinosaurs. Fucking sick.
You get to breed the dinosaurs and make the hybrid dinosaurs.
I was at Vic's house with my girlfriend, and I was just like, oh my god, I have to buy this game. And in the car home, I was just like, Kalara, I need to buy that game. You can make the dinosaurs whatever color. And she's just like, I know, bro. And I'm like, yes, you can. I can make them purple. I can do this. This can happen. And she's just like, I know. I've been there, saw it. And I'm just like, but I don't think
You just don't understand.
Clara, you don't understand. I can make them purple. No, Bo's favorite color is purple. Anyone who knows Bo will know that his favorite color is definitely purple.
I love everything purple
I
by
have
way too much.
No, listen, I have like 20 purple lightsaber crystals in Star Wars, and he has 0.
And they're all account bound,
and
so he
they're all
can't even
account-
give
yeah.
them to me.
So he
that's
watches.
good.
So when I play on my Jedis or whatever, I run around with purple sabers, and it's got this. It's got a because you know in Star
Black
Wars
stream middle.
they're
It's like
normally white in the middle and they glow a certain color on the outside. Well, this one is black down the middle and purple on the outside. So it's much darker, and I'm running around with these, and my companion is running around with that.
and I'm just running around like, oh, I hit you with my blue lightsaber.
Poor Bo.
Yeah, it kills my spirit every time.
It's funny too, because on my Jedi that I play, I do not use a lightsaber on that Jedi. I'm all Force. Everything is Force. So I'm just holding a saber in one hand, like this never gets used.
Yeah, well, I'm a
Lightsaber-
healer. I'm a healer on my
except to
stage.
show Bo. Bo, look, it's purple.
Pretty much, because I'm always behind him, like, healing, so I'm just like... what if I don't heal him? Do I get the crystal?
If he dies, can I scavenge it off his dead body? You know what? That's actually something that I wish the game would let me do. I killed a guy on my Jedi, and he had this really cool like outfit, and all I could think was, "Fuck! I really want his clothes." Like,
Yeah, I just want to, like, rip them naked and stuff.
and they could totally do it now because they have a new clothing system where
yeah,
you can have
systems, so...
called outfits. Now, you'll have your stock armor and whatever, which can look as good or as shit as... It doesn't really... As good or as shit as you want, it doesn't matter.
They always look shit.
Normally, they always look shit, but what I have now on my... Are you trying
What are
to...
Jedi's doing wearing armor?
I mean, Jedi Knights wear armor.
Yeah, Jedi Knights wear armor, and Jedi... What is it? Sorcerers?
Jedi Consulars wear robes, and Jedi Knights, they wear heavy armor, like steel-plated armor, and they'll wear a cloak over the top of it.
So
Yeah.
a lightsaber doesn't go through armor.
It does.
No,
but-
it does. It's for lasers, I think, like laser pistols and stuff. Probably
Yeah.
doesn't go through.
Right.
I typically play shooter types more than
Yeah,
I
gay.
do lightsaber types, which Bo calls gay. But fuck, you made me lose my train of thought. Yeah, they got a new clothing system now, so you can, so you'll have outfit slots, and then you'll have your armor slots. So your armor slots is the same as it's always been. You got a piece of clothing, it has these stats and this armor, and you slap it on, and you just wear all that. Now, what you can do is, you can wear all that, but you can wear a different set of clothes over the top of that.
Which
And
is like fully cosmetic, so it's not actually real. It's just cosmetic, so it isn't what it looks like.
so now, on my main account, I have 3 different outfits.
Did you pay to get extra ones, the extra slots, or did you pay?
I
credits?
use credits.
Ah, okay, never mind. Continue.
You can buy them with credits. If I used cartel coins, I could have unlocked it for all characters. Now, so I have this Jawa cloak that I wear on my console, which Bo hates.
He's so fat. He's so fat, and he just wears this Jawa cloak. It makes no sense. He's like the largest thing. He has his own orbital pool, I'm sure. He's so fat.
I picked a big fat guy, and I'm wearing a Jawa's cloak. And as we know, Jawas are like midgets. You know, they're really.
So
small.
you're a hut.
Sure, why not?
Practically.
I mean, I'm a human, but I'm probably a hut. And Bo hates it. And
He's a half-breed.
and I'd been wearing it for ages, even when like it was not the best armor for me to wear. In fact, I was doing myself bad by wearing it. I was still wearing this fucking Jawa cloak. And now, because of the new cosmetic system, I can just wear the Jawa cloak over the top of my actual armor. I'll get the stats of the normal armor, but the look of the Jawa cloak. So I can keep the Jawa cloak forever.
So he can keep looking fat. It makes him look fatter. Telling you, it makes him look fatter.
Well, you should...
Does this Jawa cloak make me look fat?
Well, see, when I put on a pair of pants,
Does my
I
ass look big?
hate seeing him with pants on. Because the pants look really tight, and his thighs, like his thighs will be about that far apart, but his thighs themselves are about this fucking big, like they're huge. And so it's really weird for me to look at, so I just go robes everything, just so
Well,
it's all
consuls wear robes anyway, so the thing
it's
makes
all
sense.
it's all big and it's loose, and I don't have to put up with pant wearing action. You know, all about long skirts. Okay,
Skirts are good.
skirts are good. So anyway,
More room in the ballroom.
sure.
That's good saying.
Yeah,
Continue.
I remember that one. Anyway, Cool Runnings is a good movie.
Yeah.
Let's move into some topics.
Mm-hmm.
So, nice to know that we played some Star Wars. Alright, what do we want to talk about first? We have a number of topics there.
They're not really topics, though. It's just more of just a closer to maintenance.
Yeah, sort of like a quick rundown of what's happening in the world, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like the first one we're going to talk about is more of a world thing than a gaming thing in particular, but
Still relevant, still good.
it's relevant and it's just good to bring up. So, sorry to play the pronoun game. Cinema Sins would absolutely hate me. We're going to talk about America, or the United States.
Murica.
America. It's
America.
correct
Allowing
pronunciation.
allowing same-sex marriage straight across. All of the states are now allowing same-sex marriage,
Which is awesome.
which is good.
Yeah.
Good on them.
Yeah.
Each to their own.
I mean, I don't think many people... I know there's a lot of people, but I don't think many people who aren't brainwashed by, like, you know, a certain group of people...
Brainwashed by their community.
Catholic Church, Christian Church, sorry, I've got a cough.
I mean, brainwashed by their community church or, you know, whatever upbringings they had or whatever.
Yeah. You know, anyone who isn't like that. I mean, I kind of had that. My parents were very, not religious, but they were very, you know, I hate gay people and I hate black people. Everyone except for me is shit. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I like gay people. I've got a few gay friends. They're alright. Got a few black friends. They're pretty cool too.
My parents were like that. My parents, or more my father. My father was very much old school.
Yeah.
So he was,
Very
you know,
old
extraordinarily
school.
racist, and you know, the way it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very old school. I mean, it's you know, you can't just say like if you see an old person, like a relatively old person, who's like, you know, oh yeah, no, I don't agree with homosexual. It's like that is how they were brought up. Like I couldn't say you're an awful person because of that. I would say, you know, back in those days, if that was a thing, if I was brought up in those days, I would also be, you know, I hate gay people. I hate, you know, all races.
You still make a choice though, Bo.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I did, like, I was, for the longest time, up until I can even remember, there was a comment I made in year 9 that was just awful, where, I said that I would never have a gay friend or something, because I would be, like I said that, and I was like, thinking back on it now, I'm like, oh my god, I'm such an idiot.
Hey,
But then,
at least,
like, yeah, and then,
least
like,
you realize.
yeah, and then, like, you know, like, even the next year, I think I was like, you know, I forgot his name. He was a school captain, Vic. You remember that guy? He was a really nice guy. Curly hair. Anyway.
No, I don't.
He was, well, he would, you know, me and him spoke for a bit, and, like, he was a really nice guy, and I was like, oh, he's gay. He's a pretty nice guy. Why don't I like gay people? And then, you know, I wasn't really racist. I've never really been racist. I don't understand it. Doesn't make sense to me. Like, they're just different skin color or different, you know, the eye length thing. So, yeah.
What it comes down to, like, realistically, for a lot of people, those that are really opposed to gay or, you know, same-sex marriage and stuff like that, or even just people that are homosexual for whatever reason, most of these people have never actually associated with people of this orientation. Or if they have, they don't know they have.
Yeah.
And they're making a judgment based on their own opinion, and they refuse to associate with anyone that will change that opinion, most of the time. There's very few you're going to run into that associate with gays and will still sit there to your face and say, I do not believe homosexuals should marry. And those that do are those that have really strong religious reasons or something like that.
Yeah.
But normally if they do, they'll still be justifying it purely on religious reason, and they'll be saying, no, they're still fine to be together, they just shouldn't be married because I don't like that term, or something like
Yeah.
that.
There's also that thing that people say where it's like, if gay people were married, it would make my marriage less meaningful or something. I mean, I haven't heard it that many times, but apparently that's something that people say. I've heard it.
Look, I've read that one too, though, and
Yeah.
I don't
The
understand.
sanctity of marriage argument.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
understand that at all. I really don't.
I think it would
It's
make
not
it
like-
more meaningful, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's not like me and Bo are going to get married, and if me and Bo just as friends, just so we can share bank account details or some shit, got married, that's a bit different because we're just doing it for benefits, but homosexuals aren't doing it for benefits; they're doing it because same reason a man and a woman would get married.
Yeah, because wasn't there? I think you told me about this, Vic, where it was like the reason that I don't know who said it, but the reason that gay marriage wasn't legal was because they didn't want people to marry gay people to get the same rights that married people get. And then I was just thinking, but if they're not gay, why don't they just marry a woman? It's like this. It's so stupid. I'm pretty sure you told me about that one, Vic. I'm not sure if it was you though.
If you maybe worded it a bit better, I might know what you're talking about. But...
I have no idea then. I can't remember it. You said something like it was I can't remember. Continue. I can't think of it. I'll think of it later.
Yeah, I mean, see, a lot of it does come down to religion, and it's purely because of the teachings that are done within the church. I mean, my sister used to make jokes to her grandmother when the grandmother was like, "Oh, when you going to find good boy?" And Sarah would say, "Oh, well, I'm a lesbian, Gran." She just got sick of it, and she just would start telling her nana that she was a lesbian. And so Sarah actually got spoken to by one of the church's father, and he said, God meant for man to be in a relationship with a woman, And so Sarah was getting this talk, and she was joking, she didn't really... Sarah's my sister-in-law. She's with my brother. She was making jokes to her grandmother getting talked to by the father. So, it is very much a religious-driven thing, God intended for man to be put together with a woman. But typically today... Sorry, I don't mean to keep pushing through, but... because I consider myself to be somewhat of a religious person because I have studied the Bible, and I like a lot of the stories I read and have my own interpretations about who Jesus was and what Jesus did. And a lot of the things that are said about homosexuality and man being with a woman is all stuff that typically came from the Old Testament, which is the Jewish teachings and the things that came before Jesus showed up. And when Jesus did show up, he wasn't talking about homosexuals. He never, in any part of at least the gospel I read, he never said anything negative towards homosexuals. He didn't even mention them. It was just a normal thing. So to me, I sort of think that Jesus, because he was so accepting and he was bringing in diseased people and people who were on the brink of death, and, who believed in community and everyone being together as one whole, you sinned, that's okay. You can be a part of our community, friend, as long as you accept everyone. That was what was important, because that's who I believed Jesus was. And I think if Jesus was here today, he would be very much in favor of homosexuals. But that's my interpretation of the Bible and why I consider myself a religious person. That's just my understandings of it, and so
yeah. See, I'm on the opposite end of that. I'm 100% atheist, and the way you said before, you said man, God intended man and a woman to be together, and I can see the logistics of that. Obviously, male and male or female and
that's
female can't reproduce. They can't reproduce together. And I guess that makes sense from a logical standpoint, even if you are non-religious like me, I believe in science and things like that. So to think in a scientific way saying that a man and a man or a woman and a woman can't be together is also something that you could justify even as being an atheist, but then you just think like it's unless you believe it's a choice, which
It's been proven that it's not.
it's been proven that it's not. I mean, you can say it hasn't, but it's been proven that it's not because it's not a choice. And I'm just gonna flat out say it's not a choice. I don't care what anyone else says. It's not a choice. I couldn't go up to Vic and I couldn't make out with him and go, that I enjoyed that. I'm going to be gay. I can't do that. I'd like to do it, but I can't do it.
I mean, we do it all the time.
Yeah, but
He just
other than those times,
doesn't enjoy it.
yeah, I just don't enjoy it. You see, like
What?
the
All
sex
this, all this time we were having sex in front of your girlfriend, and she didn't care. Oh.
I think apparently, this is just a segue, but apparently she had a dream where we did that.
That goes to show how much we actually talk about this, by the way.
Yeah,
I think your girlfriend might be into BL there, dude.
I think it was you and me. It might have been you and me, or me and Jesse, a guy I work with. But yeah,
You're
so
in
there you go.
Anyway,
Yeah, just real quickly, on the choice thing, I think, I believe it's not a choice because, well, a gay person said this himself, why would I choose the harder option?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, if you do choose gay, it's like, oh yeah, if you do choose to be gay, if that was a thing, then you wouldn't go, I don't choose to be gay, so I can't get married. What kind of sense does that even make?
Heaps and heaps and heaps of trouble finding a partner or being accepted by society.
Yeah, I know. It's like, half the
you know what?
population don't accept them. Like,
You know what? It's
just that.
the acceptance thing which only really comes into it.
yeah, it's true.
now, I mean,
The rest of it doesn't come into it too much. The acceptance is a big one.
But the thing is with that is, it's like, if I were gay, I don't think, well, maybe because of my parents. They're still a little bit homophobic. My dad's alright, but my mom's a bit, But, if I were gay, I'd like to think that I would be completely open about it, mostly because the people that did care, I wouldn't even give them a second look. I would just look at them and go, you are absolutely pathetic scum, and I would just walk away. I wouldn't be friends with them, that's it.
see, the problem for that is, like, when you're in your early to mid-teens, it's very hard for you to do that. I mean,
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not gay, but through most of my middle to high school, everyone thought I was, and I was heavily bullied for it. To the point that my parents actually came to me one day and said, "It's okay if you are," and like I wasn't. I acted rather effeminate, and I still act somewhat effeminate now. But the thing is, like, if you're gay, you're gay. If you're not, you're not. And what? It doesn't matter.
The problem is
Like-
with school is just an absolutely awful place.
Oh yeah, if
Like,
if
you
you
know,
find
in-
a reason to be
right.
bullied, they'll bully you. Full stop.
Yeah, it's relatively recent for me and Vic. So, like, in school, I got bullied. Vic got bullied. We were kind of lower ends. I was lower end of my group. You were not very lower end of your group, but you were in.
I wasn't
if you think,
lower end of what does that mean? Lower end of the group.
like if you look at it like a superiority
Popularity ranking?
Yeah, like a popularity ranking. Like I was
No. I was bottom of the bottom in my group. I was very much, unless you're talking about the Besnard group, in which case I was the top. When I hung out in your group, I was the bottom, and when I hung out in Ash's group, I was still the bottom.
Okay. Either way, school is just absolutely awful.
It's a
I was
cancer
I was really fat for a while, and then that was all I'd get bagged for, and then once I lost that, I had really bad acne, so I got bagged for that, and then when I lost the acne, I got bagged for really bad acne. I don't really know.
Yeah,
I got bagged for
I-
being a complete weirdo. That was it. I was weird, and people thought I was gross. Like, people seemed to think that I had, like, some kind of germ problem going on. And when I was in primary school, everyone did the, oh no, Jack Germs, Jack Germs, Jack Germs. Oh shit, I just gave everyone my real name. Everyone did that to me, Jack Germs, all the time.
No, they were just saying you had Jack Germs, not that your name is Jack.
Yeah.
Your name is Viktor.
Yes. So I got it really bad, and a lot of like girls were fucking awful to me, and that's probably why I'm a bit iffy around women these days. But
See, I had all the ladies.
you had all the ladies.
I had relatively a lot of ladies. Come on.
I do all right.
I do.
I do all right.
You had ladies who were your relatives?
Sure.
Oh yes, that was what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, but
to drag it back around.
yeah, I was gonna say, it sounds cruel and weird, and it's almost like saying don't accept who you are. But I do not recommend anyone to come out of the closet in high school. I do not recommend, because you will just be torturing yourself doing that.
Look,
It's true.
And one of
it's not
Daniel's
that.
friends did.
It's not whether or not you come out of the closet. It's whether or not you're a vulnerable person in the first place. Like, in high school, as I said, I was bullied. People thought I was gay. In the group right next to me, there was a guy that was the most openly gay guy I had ever known in my life. Someone walked up to him and said, "Hey, Poofter," goes, "You're about 2 years too late. What's the problem?" You know, he wasn't bullied at all for being gay, because he was a confident person and it didn't bother him. If you're a vulnerable person, if you're a person that is going to get bullied, whether you're gay, straight, or whatever else, you're going to get bullied.
But I think the question there is, social standard wise, in the community of the school, like, where was he at? I'm not quite sure, because people talk about sometimes how, like, oh, the top of the school, something happened, and then they weren't the top of the school anymore. Like, I don't believe that really happens unless they're a total scumbag.
We didn't really have that much hierarchy in my school. Like, there was probably 100 people in my grade, and there was groups, but there wasn't really these guys at the top of the school and these guys at the bottom. It was just sort of like, well, they're kind of the, you know, they're the group that does these classes, and they're the group that does that classes, and they're the groups that don't bother with classes, and that's about it. I mean, it's Rockhampton. Like, it's like the ag class, the nerds, and then the people that aren't ag or nerds.
Okay.
The jocks.
Yeah.
The jock.
Yeah, we didn't. Well, I guess we sort of had jocks, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
They're generally the ag
mine
class.
mine and Bo's school didn't really have. I wouldn't say we really had hierarchies there.
Nah, I mean, I was
Everyone
putting
just-
it out as like a side, like as a, if there was, then I would have been like at the bottom because I got bagged the most. But mostly I got bagged the most because I just sort of stood there and took it, and they were like, "Hey, Bo, you're fat," and I'm like, "Hey, you know what? You're right." And then I would, go to the gym and work out.
I am really surprised that you guys still saw the issue towards gay people at school. Like with Daniel, he's only a few years behind you guys.
Yeah.
And his school seems to be a hell of a lot more tolerant than what you guys are saying.
Oh,
Like obviously, when
I
I
don't
was
think we had anyone.
going through school, it was a disgrace. You know, if someone was gay, they were labelled massively. And
What I'm saying is my school was tolerant, but people bullied me because I reacted to it.
Yeah.
yeah,
They could have said I was anything, but it's just I acted effeminate, so I had to be gay. I mean, I was in Rockhampton, I didn't care about cattle, I didn't care about cars, and I showed very little interest in girls. There was something seriously wrong with me as far as they were concerned.
yep.
Yeah,
Well,
it
How could
wasn't.
you not love cattle and cars?
Yeah. As a dad, Diesel, do you hear stories from your kids about this sort of stuff?
No.
No.
See, Daniel went to a school, a selective school, so he's pretty switched on, and they are far more tolerant at that school towards both sexual preference and racism. It's like where I live. This is the whitest area in Australia, so racism is quite rampant here. Yet, at his school, he had a lot of different races there, so his school was quite tolerant. And as for my daughter, I hear nothing. She's 16 or going on to 17, and I hear nothing from her. mind you, she's kind of oblivious to things. She just goes through her own life, and she's quite busy with her sport.
Water polo.
That's it. She's busy playing sport, so she's out of all of that sort of crap. So she doesn't see a lot of it.
I don't think there's as much
Yeah.
homosexual stuff at our school. I mean, until we moved school, when our school went.
I mean,
I don't think there
I feel like
was.
the most people got at our school was like there was one school captain we had named Josh Saunders.
That's the one I was talking about.
Okay, I thought it might have been because he has a very feminine tone about him, like hi guys, like that typical gay tone of voice.
Yeah, he's got like.
But he's not gay, and people used to talk about how gay he was, but he was not gay.
He's gay now.
Is he gay?
He's
Is he gay?
Yeah, he's gay.
He's gay.
Yep.
I don't think he was gay. I fucking still see him today. I talk to him. I don't know that he's gay.
Yeah, he's gay.
Are you sure? Who
I
told
was
you?
I was told by some female, I don't know who, but I was told that he had a boyfriend and they were like really close friends. I don't know who it was. One of the hot chicks.
I was told that he had that tone of voice and he acted the way he did because he had like 5 sisters.
Yeah, I was also told that, but I was also told he had a boyfriend.
There could have been influence that, yeah, he may have acted that way. He may have been gay, whether he acted that way or not, but he may have just ended up being gay.
Okay.
And I also asked him one time. I was like, I'm okay with it, but are you gay? And he said yes to me. So I don't know. Maybe he was just sick of people asking him. So
I feel like he would have gotten asked a lot though because of the way he said it.
well, the biggest reason why he didn't get bagged as much was because
He
he
was
had all
popular.
the hot chicks.
And he hung out with all the chicks like.
Plus, he was a super nice guy, but
He
like
is.
way too nice.
And
You
he
can't-
ended
it's
up
too
being
good.
our school captain, and I'm pretty sure he got voted in for popularity.
Yeah.
Like,
He was
because I didn't
like-
think, because he's a really nice guy and everything, and he's fun to be around. And I actually did a school play with him, and me and him were like stage favorites. Wow, it depends who you ask, but some people were like, "Oh, we loved that Victor Bradley," and some people were like, "Oh my God, we so love Josh Saunders," and then I would be like, "No, man, Victor Bradley." He was bounced around a bit, but I was the best. not Josh.
I'm sure you would have got the votes, Vic.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
100%. I was the greatest, but I do feel like he got voted in for popularity reasons because I wanted Terran to win it because Terran is Terran's.
he had actually more of a leadership type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He-
I voted for Terran.
I did as well. Terran was another guy at school who made a speech, and I thought was very.
That's
genuine.
actually another good point because Terran he was quite a large fellow, but not, once again, nicest guy you will ever meet.
Yeah.
And no one bagged him because, I mean, we have like a thing like if you're nice, if you're like really nice, then you just didn't get bagged, and that's just how it was.
The peers you hang around at school are important.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, I mean, dragging it again back around to the whole fact, allowing same-sex marriage is probably something, whether it happens now or in the next few years, it's something that culturally, particularly for first world countries, is going to come through. I mean, our generation, Diesel's generation probably wouldn't have. Our generation is getting close. The current generation coming out of school right now, they don't give a flying F if you're gay compared
right.
to previous generations.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter, like, not to offend the oldies, but it doesn't matter how much the oldies kick up a stink. They're going to die soon, and it's just going to pass.
Sorry,
That's
Diesel.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry, Diesel.
Yeah, but there are
It's
a couple
gonna
of things
happen.
as well though. Like I feel as though racism is becoming more of a bigger problem. Like I mean I've told
Australia,
you like,
it is.
yeah, I've told you about how my parents are racist and stuff, and I'll make a couple of racist jokes. I still think racism's so stupid, but there are times when I will walk past a black male or something, and I'll be like, oh, he stinks like a black person, and that's what I think in my mind. And when I think that, I just think I'm an awful person. I'm just
Well,
like
I mean,
I just want to go up to him and just say I'm really sorry.
One of the
because I just
One
feel
of
so
the-
terrible. It's just embedded in there though. So whenever I do it, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, get out of my head. But
You know,
it
one of the-
happens. I mean,
One of the
Yeah, it
things
is.
I hate hearing is you'll hear somebody say, "Oh, the black person,"
yeah,
and it will have no bearing on the conversation whatsoever, and zero. If it was a white person in the same situation, it wouldn't have
would've just
been
said
the
the
white
person.
person.
It would've been
Yeah,
the
it would have
person.
been the person. Whereas if it's a black person or an Asian or whatever, some people will say the black person, the Asian. I'm thinking, and I'll actually say to them, "Why did you say that?" And you'll see it. You'll see the cogs turn in the head. It'll be like, "Yeah, okay. Why did I say that?"
Yeah.
And yeah,
And I do
Yeah,
that,
I just said
I do
that then.
that too,
That
but
was
like,
just
I
like
don't have as big a problem with that because, I mean, if you look at like, I think it just depends what the kind
I
of
like
community you're
I
in.
like to feel of it as like, I mean,
And I do feel
it is
bad
what
when I
they
say
are.
it. I
They-
do
they
feel
are.
bad when I say, "Oh yeah, that the black fella or the black bloke or whatever."
Yeah.
But like, I feel like if I went into a black community and I walked around, they might go, "Hey, look at the white boy." Or if I went to Japan and I walked down the streets of Japan, they might go, "Hey,
Engaging.
look at the,
Engaging.
hey, look at the white boy," or something like
White
that.
eyes,
Gasian.
Calls white eyes.
Gasian.
White
Foreigner.
eyes, is that a thing?
Gasian.
Yeah,
Asian.
they also call us white eyes.
But I do feel
In
bad.
Japan,
I do feel
in
bad
particular.
when I say, "Oh, look at this. Oh, the black guy." But I mean, it's
It is what, like, if you're in a room, say you're in a room, there's a bunch of white guys, there's a couple of Asians, there's a couple of black dudes. You go, one of those black dudes over there. Just the same as you would say one of the white dudes or one of the Asian dudes. Like I would always just say that white guy. Like
But
I just don't
okay.
distinguish between them. It's just
Yeah.
there is a
But the
white guy,
question-
there is a black guy, there is an Asian man. Like
The question there, let's say, okay, there's a Spanishman, a Frenchman, an Englishman, a African American, an
Fair enough.
Aboriginal, a Chinese, and a Korean. Now, are you going to say the black guy, or are you going to say the Aboriginal or the African American?
personally,
Or-
I don't know
why,
whether.
why
I don't
wouldn't
know
you just say?
basis.
Why wouldn't you just point
Just
and
say
go
you.
that guy?
Yeah,
Pointing
yeah.
is rude. I've always been told pointing is rude, so I don't point.
there you
Well,
go.
we're
Diesel
not
get
even
turned on. Oh,
Way I was raised, I guess it's a little bit weird, but yeah.
That guy. You just say, you,
Yeah,
that guy,
th-
whatever.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
then,
point,
but
like-
then, if I was talking to Vic about that, like, it happens often, actually.
Yeah, but if
I'll
you
just be
had-
like,
if
you
you
know,
had-
that guy. He'll be like, who the fuck are you talking about?
If you've got 10 guys, 10 white people in a room,
Yeah.
there's no
Well,
need to
you
single
start-
one of them out.
you
You're
start-
saying
you
that
start
person.
describing them. You're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
it's
you
that
say
dude with
brown
the,
hair, blue
with
eyes.
with the Converse shoes on or some shit." I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
usually
know.
shoes.
I don't know. I don't know.
Using it as an identification factor, like, if you're not doing it to be abusive, I can sort of understand it, but it's not something that. I mean, going out of your way to avoid it is almost as rude as just using it as well.
I think it's, yeah, because I've actually got a good point there. There was a time back in, I don't know, something at school, back to school, for some stupid reason. Anywho, there was a picture on the wall, and I was like, I can't remember what I said, but basically I was like, there was a bunch of Asian men in the thing, and I was like, oh yeah, this picture of a bunch of Asian guys on the wall, and then some guy was just like, oh, that's super racist, and I'm like, what you just said, making that racist, you've just made it racist by saying it's racist. Like, it's more racist, I would say. If you say,
See,
yeah.
He's gone PC.
Political
He's gone
correctness.
the
yeah.
politically correct route.
Yeah,
That's all
see,
it is.
like, when you go politically correct, though, you're going even further away from being politically correct, though.
Yeah. See,
Like-
the PC crap kills me. I hate
I
it.
don't believe. I don't
I
believe
personally
in.
hate political correctness. Nowadays, because it's getting better, it's like if I went up to a gay man and I said, you're a complete douchebag, or if I went up to a black man, I'm like, you're a complete douchebag, it wouldn't matter whether they're a complete douchebag or not. Someone would be like, that's racist, or, that's homophobic. I'd be like, no, I don't care if he's gay. He's just a complete arsehole. I hate him.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's more homophobic or racist, pointing out that, hey,
Yeah.
they're gay. You can't say that to them.
You can't just say
That's
that.
right,
You
yeah.
can't just say he's an asshole because he's gay. I'm
Look,
not saying he's an asshole because I'm gay. I'm saying it because he's a literal asshole. He has got shit coming out of him right now. How can you not see these people?
It's the same in the workplace. Like in my workplace, we have some issues with, what you can and can't say. And if there's a chick and you say to the chick, she's useless at the job, well, no, you're harassing her. And no, I'm not harassing her. She's shit at the job.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing.
And then
So
you go,
we have-
and then the female rights police will come crashing down on you, and
Exactly.
feminism will be brought up, and oh my god, you're a
That's it.
sexist. And
Yeah,
See, we
we
have
just don't
that-
want women in the workforce.
Yeah, so we have that with a guy.
And that's the political correctness thing gone wrong.
Yeah, we have that with... Well, you go.
I was going to say that the problem is that what makes the worst thing about racism and all that is that people who want to take advantage of it will pull the card because it gives them an advantage.
Yeah.
While
Yes.
people who genuinely care about it and are offended by it aren't defended because they're just in the wrong position or the wrong situation. And they're left to fend for themselves, or just, they're punished for being themselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah.
Well, this happens a lot. It's getting offended on someone else's behalf, which I find very frustrating when people do.
I get
especially-
super annoyed.
Like, mainly when the person it's directed at is not offended themselves and doesn't mind. I brought up my transsexual friend. I have a friend who went trans. And she and I had a lot of trouble getting used to, not calling it a he anymore.
I can
Or
never
calling,
say it.
Or calling her by her birth name. Like, I would do that a lot. And
I still do.
sometimes I still do slip out the birth name or he. Sometimes I slip it out. And one time I was very embarrassed and I actually apologized to her. I called it a he in front of a person in the store. I
Said it.
I know. I called
See,
her.
It's hard though because
I
know who you're talking about, and I've known her. See, I was just about to say him. I've known when she was a he. I've known him since year 2. Like, it's been a really long time. I've known this now female for a really long time. So when I found out actually from Vic, because I didn't, we don't keep in contact, but she's talked about often.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a friend who's close to.
Yeah,
her,
we're friends with
friends
with someone who's really close to him,
Friend of
and
a friend,
Vic's
basically,
relatively close too. I believe.
Somewhat. I talk to her sometimes, but she frustrates me a lot. So.
Yeah, but so when she's
sorry for being a
she's brought
sexist, but
up, when she's brought up, I always refer to her as he, and by birth name, which I won't mention, but by her birth name, I will always, because the new name is very far from the birth name.
Yeah.
It's hard, isn't it? I actually
it's really
have
hard.
Yeah, I have a friend I cycle with, and it's the same deal. I never call women mate, and yet this girl I call mate because it's just a hangover from the past.
Yeah, and
I call most
and what
people.
you know.
Yeah, for her, like, the thing I was going to talk about is she has a friend who now this trans girl was not here at this event, but the friend was she. And when I was saying when I was saying the birth name, she would get angry at me and she would snap at me every time. She. Her actual name now. And it's a she. It's not he, it's she. And she'd tell me, and I'd get more and more frustrated every time she did it, to the point where I started snapping back, and I said, "Yeah, I know, thanks." Like,
Yeah.
and I think if I think if it kept happening, if I kept bringing it up, I think I just stopped talking about it because it was going to frustrate me more and more to the point where I just yelled at her, because it chips away. I don't get angry at people ever. I try my best to never get angry and start things with people, but sometimes it pushes me over the edge. Now trans girl doesn't mind when I do it because she understands. She goes, yeah, yeah, like, how can I not expect people to call me these things? But one time I did actually call her a he in front of a store person while she was buying women's clothes. And I said he, and I immediately felt really embarrassed, and I apologized to her. I said, look, I'm really sorry about that. And she said, it's alright, doesn't matter. It's like, I felt really bad doing that. And then I tried talking to the store person, you know, about clothes for me to buy women's variety, because I do that. Yeah.
You idiot.
Yeah.
Let's make an awkward conversation more awkward. Done.
Yeah.
Vic's really bad with it though. Like, you know, me and one of our other friends and my girlfriend went to the shops, right? And
don't talk about this.
He made my girlfriend buy him something with her money.
Good work.
And then she didn't have enough money for it.
She didn't have enough money on her card.
My other friend bought it. She seemed like she was willing.
Yeah, she knew what was up though. You could have just gone up. Like it was. I was just standing there like, fucking hell, Vic. Just go. She knows. Just go pay for your shit.
So yeah. So I am, and I'm comfortable talking about this because, well, I'm becoming more comfortable talking about this. I cross-dress regularly. I do this. Trouble used to be a furry, and Scott used to be a furry. I am a cross-dresser. I wear women's clothing. I'm not wearing any right now, but it's something I do. I shave my legs. I have no hair on my legs. Completely clean.
I wouldn't call that feminine though. I want to wax my legs, as you know.
Yours is for a practical purpose, though.
I guess, but
Yeah.
still.
See, I've just got hairy legs. I probably can't see anything, but I've got hairy
I can't say anything.
legs.
I cycle and I don't even shave my legs because I couldn't be bothered. That's just hard work.
It's an effort.
You know
I
what?
did it one time.
It's a
it was
real
too
pain.
hard.
It's a real pain in the ass.
I hate
to keep
so.
at it. It's a real pain in the ass.
I'll
to keep at
admit.
it. But like, it's something it just feels right for me sometimes, and it's hard to explain. And I can't. It's hard to relate this to homosexuality because it's a bit different. I don't consider myself a homosexual, though many would sort of jump to that conclusion, like, "Oh, you wear chicks' clothes,
different.
that must mean you suck dick and take it up the ass."
No,
I do.
Entirely different.
He does, but that's for an entirely different reason.
It's for a practical reason. And
Research.
I would go as far to say that I've had homosexual experiences, but I do not consider myself a homosexual.
Everyone's had a homosexual experience, though. Like, you know, I've got, you know,
everyone.
I can see a guy and I can go, you know what? He's really hot. And I do that often.
I mean, as in participated in sexual actions with other males.
Oh, well, I haven't done that.
Yes.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you talking about? You're the one I've been participating with.
That's true. It's true.
Yeah, but he doesn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
As you
But
know.
no, so, it's hard to... And, like, I'd had moments where I thought, like, I have to stop doing this. I have to stop wearing these clothings and acting this way. Like, I should not be doing this. I'm a male. I have a penis. I should be acting a certain way as males should. And
See,
I've sort of come to terms with that's not really how it is. Like, I'm allowed to just be me. And it's not easy to describe why I do it, other than it just feels right. And I feel good about myself when I do it. Like, it's just, like, I was supposed to do this, and that's all I can really say about it. Like, and I'd probably relate to if I hooked up with a chick, I hook up with chicks because hooking up with chicks feels right to me. And
See, as a side point for the entire conversation as well, though, like, obviously, me and Vic are really close friends. You know, he's my best friend, basically. You know, so when
you can do
he
better,
did,
though.
I know. Don't worry, I'm trying. So, like, you know, when he first told me, which, you know, it wasn't that long ago. It was maybe like half a year ago, or something.
I was cluing you in. I was cluing everyone in more and more.
Yeah.
And
But when he first,
because one time it's just, sorry to cut you off. It's a story.
Yeah, go.
I actually, Bo used to drive me around a lot before I got my license. Now I was fucking 19, and I still didn't have a license. I only just got it this year.
He's a scumbag.
And he used to drive me
Still not
around.
mine.
And one day, because Bo used to live around the corner, and there he lives really far, and it's annoying. He come over, and we were driving away, and I said, "Hey, Bo, touch my gut."
Yeah.
And he was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Just touch my gut, like right here. Just touch it."
Yeah,
And he
had
touched it, and he's like, "Why is it so hard?" And I pulled my shirt up, and it was a steel braced green corset, like a really fucking expensive one.
See, he didn't really like soften me into it. So like when I first found out, like wearing a corset's different. There are other reasons to wear a corset. It makes you look good. So so like when I actually completely found out, like 100% knew that this was, this is who he was. I was skeptical, and even now I'm a little bit skeptical, more, lenient. But I was like, this is really, really fucking weird. Because once again, it's how I was brought up, and even my parents know now, because Vic's come to my house and he's had his skirt on and stuff, and he's painted his nails, and because my girlfriend loves to paint nails. Really weird.
Paint my nails.
Yeah.
Do they know I cross dress?
Yeah, you came in with the skirt on.
No, I didn't. I took it off.
You came in with
Have you spoken to your parents about this?
Yeah, they brought it up. They're like, "Oh, what's up with him? He's wearing a skirt and he's wearing nail polish." And I'm like, "Yeah, well,
Oh,
he's
okay.
cross-dressing."
I didn't realize they noticed.
No, you came in with a skirt, shaved legs. Yeah.
I did not walk on.
You did.
No, I
No,
did
you
not
did
walk
one day.
in. I did not walk in with a skirt and no pants on. I've never done that in public. Period. I've gone out in public with a skirt on, but I've had a pair of fucking jeans under.
Okay, maybe that was it. I don't know. Either way, they
But
noticed.
They're fucking right here. I wear them.
Yeah, she also.
I
My
wear
mum
them.
really noticed them. I think my mum may own a pair of those, and that may be why.
Okay.
What size foot do you have?
A 9. Look, it's got a little love heart on the bottom.
Women's 9. Gee.
Sorry, that's a women's 10.
Okay.
So it's a male 9. I know my shoe sizes. I give out skates often. Yeah. So my parents, they found out at some point. I wasn't just going to openly tell them, because obviously Vic, I wouldn't want to tell them just in case Vic wasn't okay with that. But when they asked me, I wasn't going to lie and say this isn't the case, because that's lying, and that's bad as well. So I was just like, yeah, this is what's happening, and they're like, that's really fucking weird. And I was like, this was, not even that long ago. It was maybe like a couple weeks ago, or maybe a month ago. I don't know. It's been a while, actually. Yeah, and maybe like a month or two ago, and they were just like, it's really fucking weird. And I'm like, you know what? It's really not. It's not weird at all. He's wearing clothing. If he came in naked, I would be like, this is fucked up. He is in my house naked. We are going laser tagging naked. This is happening.
Okay.
See, that's
as long as
where
it's not paintballing, because that's a lot more painful.
Yeah. See, that's where I will draw the line.
That'd be awesome.
Maybe. Depends on the size of his wang dang. But if he did that, and my parents said, it's really fucking weird, I'd be like, yeah, it's fucked up. It's really weird, and I'm not okay with it. But then, when they said that, I was really protective, because I'm like, you know what, go stuff yourself. That's bullshit. It's clothing. It's not. Someone one time decided that skirts were for females, dresses were for females, and shirts and trousers were for males.
Which is weird, because there was a time when
Scottish.
pants. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a time when pants weren't really a thing, and
Yeah.
men were wearing skirt-like
Romans.
clothing. I don't know if they really called it skirts back then, but they were all skirt-like clothing, kilts, and whatever the fuck the Romans were wearing.
Yeah,
Roman warriors.
exactly. So I was
Fijians.
just like, and then when I said that, they were like, no, it's weird. And I'm like, I've just given you a very compelling argument. It's just clothing. And then I just walked out. I was just like, I'm done with you. This is fucking bullshit. Go, whatever. See ya. And then I went and played some games. But that was another one of those maybe Vic wouldn't care kind of things. But I was just like, I care. This is my friend, I'm not going to let you just pick complete cocksucker.
I mean, it's different when it's it's sort of a bit aggressive. That's really weird. He shouldn't do that kind of approach.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I mean, if you knew my mum, it was more my mum than my father. My father was a bit weird, but he likes you rather than my mother. So my mum was just like, really like, her aggressive tone, like how she's a bitch and stuff. So she was just like, it's fucked up. No, it's weird. You shouldn't be hanging around him. And I'm like, what do you mean? Tell me what to do. He's my friend. I'm not going to not hang around with him because he wants to wear some different clothing. See, if we went down to the shops and you were wearing full on, clothing, that might not be okay. Mostly because of the area we live in. If we were in a different area, I'd be like, oh, whatever. But if we were in, where we live, going to our shopping center.
I think it mostly depends on how well I pull it off, which I have not tested yet. So, and I
Yeah.
have no immediate plans to, and not.
Yeah.
With, and I wouldn't do it with you. Like I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put that burden on you to
Yeah.
walk around with me, fucking caked in makeup and got my
See,
hair
I'd
done.
be okay with it if, like, yeah, I'd maybe a bit more okay with it now, but back then, a few months ago even, I was just like, I wouldn't do that because where we live is really, it's where we are is anti-gay, right next to a Christian school, like Christian school right next to the place, and if we went there, I feel like we might
Don't
get
give me that
bashed.
shit, Bo. Look at the Catholics and all their priests. You can't. Yeah.
That's true. The Catholic priest is correct. Yes,
I wasn't a
but-
minor
yeah.
a couple months ago, though, Diesel.
Yeah, it's true.
I was still an adult.
But don't
a
you
couple
know
months ago.
the Lord said it was okay. So it's
Yeah,
fine.
well. Yeah, as long as you beg for forgiveness on your deathbed.
Yeah,
Forgive me, I have sinned. Oh, okay, you're good now.
yeah, you're all good. Come on.
Ah,
Yeah.
who cares that you raped an altar boy? You're alright.
Yeah, you're all right to me. You're a good guy.
Let's move away from that.
Yeah,
Now, I mean, I certainly can't put down a point of equal level to Victor, but I mean, like, I've twice done something similar. I had to go to a Rocky Horror Picture Show party at one stage, so I
yeah.
went
That's-
full Frankenfurter.
That
Which
is
was-
not cross-dressing. That's
No,
just
it wasn't, but that was quite revealing for a male's costume.
yeah.
Because I
just
went
did that
full
last year.
Frankenfurter.
Can I just say, I'm in a choir. I sing, and someone mentioned something about making all the guys cross dress, and I cringed when they said that because we're doing theatre shows at the moment, and then I thought about it for a bit, and I spoke up and I said, "Tell you what, if we ever do Rocky Horror, I will totally dress like the main man. I will
Frankenfurter.
totally do it. Yeah."
Yeah, well, I had to do I did that last year for the Christmas show, and I wasn't Frankenfurter. I was main guy character. Don't know his name.
riffraff.
The male lead.
Male lead. Yeah.
Scott.
Yeah.
Scott.
Is it Scott?
Scott.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it is.
All right, Scott. Well, I was him. And
The river was wide, but I swam it. Janet.
Janet. Yeah.
The mountain
was-
was high, but I climb it. Janet.
Yeah.
I
had to
see
do
you
that song.
shiver with anticipation.
I had to wait there. I had to stand there and wait for him to finish that. You know how long it took? He did a spin in between it.
Dude, that
Awesome.
that
It's
Diesel,
so long.
Then
Diesel used to fucking send me pictures of that shit on Twitter. He said, "I see you quiver with anticipation," and I watched it, and I remember watching it. And he did it. He's like, "Anticipation." I'm like, "Say it!"
I left it for weeks. It was
Yeah.
weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's so long.
Someone made a Twitter account, said, "I
Yeah,
see
I
you
know. How good
quiver
was
with,"
that?
and then 2
Yeah.
years later.
No, I think it was longer. I think it was like 5 or 10.
It
It's
really
like
fucking
a
long
long
time.
time. Yeah, so I did that, and then the final song you have to he's all cross dressing and he's like in the little skimpy clothing, and it's really hard to skate in because it's so fucking tight. So yeah, I had to do that, but I wouldn't count that as me.
Hang on,
I was
hang on.
counting that as me having a fun time.
You did Rocky Horror on Ice.
Yeah, we did do Rocky
Oh, that is
Horror.
awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome. You need to do that again. I'll come see it.
Nah, I don't think
But
we're
it
doing
was
it this year.
it was one song
fortunately.
though, wasn't it?
It was only one song I had to wear. Well, I had to wear it through the whole thing because of the costume changes were 3 seconds. It's so hard to skate in those things. Just as a side note, if you ever go skating, which if you do go skating, why are you going to wear a corset? But do not wear a corset.
It
Just
doesn't
saying.
seem like a good idea. You can't
Just
bend
saying.
because you can't like, 'cause especially
can't
if it's,
bend.
like if it's plastic, you sort of got a little bit, but then you risk snapping the plastic in it.
That
But,
makes it so much harder for balance when you can't use your abs.
I got a big steel braced one that goes up to here and down to my
Why?
hips.
steel?
And you can't move in them. Why
You
steel?
should see the way he gets out
The
of the
good ones
car.
are boned,
It is
aren't they?
hilarious.
I thought the good ones were boned.
Boned.
Yeah, I
don't
thought the
know.
good ones had bones in them.
I don't know anything about that.
Don't know about that.
Shows you,
gotta-
shows you my knowledge of female lingerie.
Mine's
I
steel.
think it's called that, but it's actually steel pieces.
Yeah, I bet
I
you
think it's
not.
called boning, but it's actually steel.
But no, you can't move in them. Like the most movement you get is
Yeah.
like you can't.
So I had
you
to
can't
do
bend
like
from the
3
waist.
different lifts.
And it also it compresses the lower end of your body a bit, and it's not too good for a singer. So I don't really wear them because when you're a singer, you got to breathe deep in your gut, and
Yeah.
if you've been tightening up that area of your body with a fucking corset, then you're really killing your lung capacity.
So you had to do lifts in a corset, Bo.
Had to do lifts in a corset. Had to lift a female who was also wearing the corset while doing this. Correct? Yes.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. Good job, dude.
I did okay in the end. Yeah. Didn't fall.
Yeah.
Almost fell. Didn't fall in the end though.
Anyway, should we look at moving on? We seem to have gone truly off topic today.
Well, I don't know if we went.
It's been good combo.
I'd say.
I'd say it's very relevant.
I'd say
so-
it was relevant. I mean, I think I would like to say real quick, it's not good to label people. I mean, this was a conversation that started about homosexuality and same-sex marriage and it being okay, like it's good. And then, of course, we went into cross-dressing, and I'm sure we could have gone further into a lot of other types of...
I could have gone into plenty of things too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not good to label people. Just because someone's a cross-dresser does not mean they're homosexual or anything like that.
Certainly not.
It's all its own thing, and honestly, I do not label people. Call yourself whatever you want, and that is what I will refer to you as. But just, again, on that... I think the best approach as all of society we can have towards homosexuality, lesbianism, bisexuality, being straight, all of it, race, is to just treat it like it's normal and not make a big deal of these things, even if
That's
it's,
right, Vic. That's
even
right.
if it's positive reinforcement. I took down my rainbow picture because on Facebook and on Twitter because I put it up there as a celebration, not as support. I put it up there as a celebration of same-sex marriage becoming legal, and I had it for a few days, and I took it down because I'm not making a big deal of it.
That's it. Exactly.
It's good.
I agree.
It's good. I celebrate this. It's good. I'm celebrating human rights, and now it's a perfectly normal thing, and I'm treating it like a perfectly normal thing. I'm not going to make a big deal of it. Positive, negative, doesn't matter. It's normal, and I'm going to treat it as a normal thing. That's how I feel about this. And
Yeah, that's what
it's
me
like the.
Me and Vic
say-
were actually talking about
Yeah.
that, like before we were like when he got it, he was like, because me and Vic have a thing where we never, like, ever support those groups and things like on Facebook and stuff that are like, if you do this, you'll get all this shit, like, like this page for like if there was one for like this page for gay rights, and I'd be like, I approve of gay rights, but I'm not going to like that page because it's not going to do anything. So when I went to his house, and he's like, I don't know if you're going to approve of this, but I put the rainbow picture thing up, and I'm like, oh no, I agree with that. It's just a celebration thing. I don't care whether, So then I went and got it as well. So like we talked about it. We're like, it's a celebration. We're not gonna say that this is about raising awareness for Australia or any other country to get gay marriage. It's just it's a cool thing that happened, and something I personally didn't think was going to happen even in my lifetime. Like that's how off it I thought it was, but it happened and it was cool, so celebrate it. I still haven't taken mine down. I might wait a couple weeks, but
that's how I feel. We actually are in the last minute of the show, technically. I mean, I'm happy to keep dragging on conversations, but I am willing to just end it there if you want. I mean, that was a really good conversation I think we had.
Yeah, no, it's been a good combo. I mean, yeah, it's been a long combo, and
I think the other ones are also, like, could be really long conversations at that.
Yeah, so, very much so.
Yeah, it's been a while since we had a big topic on the show. I really like that one.
Yeah, that was a good topic. Do approve. It's good that we had Diesel on, actually, because Diesel's a relatively older fella, and he he's all right with it, so it's all good. Relatively
and that's
older,
the
not that
thing.
old.
Look, I'm right on the edge. I'd say, like a little ahead of me. You'd have guys who would be totally against any sort of same-sex marriage, and my generation's where it starts to change. You know, tribal's not too far behind me, and you guys aren't too far behind tribal, and that's where all the change is.
Train. Diesel,
Nice.
are you baby boomer generation or Gen X?
No, fuck, I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
I don't know. No, I'm not baby boomer. God, baby boomer's way before me.
Yeah. Okay. So you're
way
Gen
before
X.
me.
You know,
Isn't baby boomer like World War
my
II?
my parents are baby boomer. They're in their 50s.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but no, mate, they'd be right on the edge of baby boomer. Baby boomer's a little bit older than that.
It's like fake
Late-
baby
late-
boomer.
late
Like how
50s.
we're fake X and we're fake Y. We're like nothing. We're the middle.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of that middle generation too. But yeah.
So just getting an idea as to where we're at. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah.
Wow, is that train still going past? Like, Travel's like, oh, okay, yeah. Fucking cargo train or some shit. I think we might end it there. What do we say?
There we go. Trains.
I got one thing to say,
Okay.
and I wanted to say it ages ago, but yeah, you guys had all your conversation. I don't want to cut you off, but yeah, there's this thing going on at work where there's one guy who can't do his job properly, basically. He we have a thing where we have to teach kids how to skate. We have to teach all the kids how to skate, obviously, because we're an ice house. You know, we're an ice rink. We have to teach people to skate. So there's one guy who he's got Asperger's, and he, not all Asperger's means that you can't do these things. Kalara's got Asperger's, but it doesn't mean that she can't do these things. So he's got Asperger's, and he gets really distracted by things or something. So he can't teach kids how to skate. And
Asperger's is really hard to socialise with in the first place. That's half the problem with Asperger's.
Yeah. See, the problem with that is that, the entire job that we have at the ice rink is basically you hand out skates and then you hop on the ice and you teach kids how to skate. That's all. That is job description of what we do. Unless you're in cafe or you're me and you do birthday parties, even then you still have to teach kids how to skate. So unless he was in cafe, I would go whatever. But he's in this one where you have to teach people. He can't do it, and I said, well then, why don't you just fire him? And they were everyone was all up in arms. They're like, you can't do that because he's got Asperger's. I'm like, that's not the reason. I don't care if he has Asperger's. It's the fact that he can't do his job. If he can't do his
coming in, Bo.
Exactly. I'm like, if he can't do his job, what is he doing here? I'm getting paid the exact same amount as this guy who cannot do his job. And I do a great job. I do, and I know I do because I get lots of awards for how good I do. And I get paid the same as this guy. We don't have raises or anything, so I get paid the same as him. He doesn't do as much. He doesn't do practically anything. He gets more shifts than me sometimes. I just don't know.
I think it's just review his position and what he's actually capable of doing.
Because Asperger's can be really valuable, but just not in the social situation. I mean, like, I don't actually have Asperger's, but I have a lot of the signs of it, and at my age, I've managed to adapt around most of the points. But, like, I know I can't deal with a job that requires me to be highly social with people.
Yeah. So, like, the thing is, I'm like, oh yeah, well, he's probably got talents elsewhere. Maybe check if he can do ticketing, like sell tickets to people, or chuck him in cafe. All you need to do is make coffees in there. Chuck him in kitchen. He won't even have to talk to anyone. And then I'm just like, well, why? What is he doing in the part that requires you to do this one job? Because the reasoning I brought this up is because it's actually really starting to piss me off. Because he is not allowed to go on the ice by himself to give a lesson. He needs 2 people. That puts 2 people out of the job, like out of what we're doing, and it makes us run behind schedule because we can't hand out skates as quick as possible, and we can't teach as many kids as possible. So we put 2 people on the ice because they want him to be next to you to learn. He's been there for 5 years.
Yeah, it feels more like a charity at that point.
Yeah,
It is.
He's been here. He's been here for longer than me. I've been here for maybe coming up to 2 years, and he's been there for like 4 or 5 years. And they all got angry at me. They were all like, you can't say that. And I'm like, I can say that. He's not good at his job. He doesn't do anything. He's never told a person off. I say we have 2 things. We hand out skates and we, teach kids, but we also have to enforce the rules. He doesn't enforce the rules. There is a situation one time where a guy popped his shoulder out on the ice. No one else was on the ice, just this guy. Popped his shoulder out on the ice. I called the guy over to go deal with the guy to, just bring him off. I'll do the first aid. I don't care. I'll do the first aid. Just bring him off the ice. Help him off the ice. I'm not allowed to step on the ice. You help him off. He comes over, and then he skates off. I have to walk on the ice with my shoes, risking my safety, to pick this guy up to help him out. It's at that point that you gotta just go, no. It's not okay.
It's up to management to realise that, though. Bo.
Yeah. In that case, the best you can do is document it and stuff like that. But, I mean, at this point, whether he's got Asperger's or not, that just comes down to work ethic and what he's doing.
Exactly.
I mean, yes, Asperger's may be affecting it, but if he's not doing he's not doing his job. And, it just needs to be realised. But anyway, let's move beyond that.
That's just my rant, because I just got, it just pissed me off. So, we can end it off there.
There you go. Okay, so I had my nice speech, and now Bo has his rant.
Yeah, just
we'll end it on the rant, not the pleasantly nice speech about equality.
Hey, Tribal can fix that up. I'm all for equality.
Yeah, I'll just delete everything except for that last bit, and then we'll just end.
I'm dating South African Asperger's lady. I can deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching the ARAP show, the All Random All podcast. Starring me, Victor. That's right, Victor, the best Victor ever, Victor, and definitely the only Victor you should be listening to. And we will see you next week.
See you next time.
That's a wrap.
Bye-bye.